We begin tonight with a major economic loss for our region. General Motors is stopping production of the BrightDrop delivery van at the Cami assembly plant in Ingersoll, a decision with major implications for the community and the wider manufacturing industry.
General Motors is dropping electric van production at its plant near London, Ontario. The automaker says decreased demand has pushed it to stop making the BrightDrop electric delivery.
Something happened in Ontario that's shaken not just one city, but all of North America. GM's BrightDrop plant shut down suddenly, and it wasn't just a business move. This moment forced everyone to realize how fragile the future can be. The factory that once symbolized Canada's electric vehicle ambitions fell silent in an instant. Thousands of workers who believed this place would be their livelihood now face deep uncertainty. Politicians and business leaders once stood here announcing the start of a new clean energy era. Today, everything is eerily quiet. The production lines are still there, but nothing is moving. As long as BrightDrop vans sold, there was hope, but disappointing sales cooled GM's ambitions. Eventually, GM made the tough call. Overnight, the lives of more than 2,200 workers changed. Now, there's only one question. What's the next turn in this story? Union leaders from Unifor didn't hold back. Washington's trade rules, especially President Trump's 25% tariff, made it nearly impossible for Canadian-made EVs to cross into the U.S. market. Suddenly, the economics turned upside down. Even solid GM sales couldn't offset the crushing cost for each vehicle. According to analysts and insiders, it wasn't just slow demand, it was politics, not performance, that delivered the knockout punch to Ontario's plant. But there's another twist. Some government sources hint this shutdown isn't a dead end, but a strategic pause. Maybe Canada is trying to rebuild its EV ambitions stronger than before. As the ripple effects hit American soil, GM lost over $1 billion almost overnight, with quarterly profits plummeting by 32%. All bets were off. Suppliers scrambled, production slowed, and industry studies showed big three automakers were burning through up to $42 billion more in a single year. Instead of saving U.S. jobs, costs soared and hiring froze. Even American unions began to question who, if anyone, was truly winning. When Ingersoll's suspension hit, the entire Great Lakes region felt the shock. Canadian suppliers watched contracts vanish, and the transport sector saw its revenue tumble by 20% before year's end. In this new reality, no one can be sure what's coming next. Companies relying on smooth cross-border shipments were suddenly stuck in a maze of delays. An entire supply network once running seamlessly now faced gridlock. In a bid to stay afloat, GM pivoted to gasoline vehicles made in the U.S., a temporary fix that left a glut of unsold EVs stacking up in warehouses. Analysts warned, if commercial fleet growth stalls this badly, the whole EV transition could slow down nationwide. The domino effect from Ingersoll was no longer just one plant's crisis. It turned into a warning for the entire regional economy. But where the U.S. scrambled, Canada responded with calculated speed. Ottawa and Ontario treated the shock as a trial run for their national strategy, rolling out quick support, retraining programs for laid-off workers, redirected investments targeting homegrown suppliers, and big cuts to duty-free import quotas for GM and Stellantis, all designed to keep jobs rooted in Canada, not swept away by corporate decisions. The most surprising move? Instead of waiting for the market to bounce back, Canada forced the pace, funneling billions into EV investments. By 2024, more than $46 billion had poured in, with government incentives topping $52 billion and jump-starting major private projects. The landscape transformed. Honda unveiled a $15 billion mega complex. Stellantis and LG built a $5 billion battery hub. Volkswagen bet $7 billion in Ontario, and GM partnered with POSCO for a cutting-edge cathode factory in Quebec. In a time of uncertainty, Canada didn't just react. It rewrote the rules and placed itself right in the center of the clean car revolution. Each new project tightened the links in Canada's once-scattered EV supply chain. By October, 75% of the industry was in sync within Canadian borders, giving the country a shield against global trade shocks few could have predicted years ago. What started as a crisis became a disciplined chance to build lasting economic muscle, and investors took notice, slotting Canada as a stable backbone for future EV growth.